What's up, everyone? I mean, what's up? Connect. No, we're back, boys. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling crypto. Crypto's back. We've got some info that we'll share very shortly, thanks to a viewer. Speak to you soon, guys. Muted, guys. It's Monday mute time. Is the chat gone wild yet? Make sure to give us a like because it's Monday mute time. But guess what? I think the whales are coming back in. They're swimming to shore. Well, actually, they were swimming to shore. They got stranded, and now they're going back out to sea. So because they're going back out to sea, they're going back to the icebergs, and they're taking Bitcoins with them. They're collecting the Bitcoins. The krill is being eaten up. And I believe that we're back on the train of hopefully seeing some bullish momentum come out of the crypto markets after what was a very eventful weekend. Also, bulls of the stock market. Guys, cheers. We hit the support. Things are looking good. It's Green Mondays, guys. I love Green Mondays. I need to quickly share some things in the links here. ! Discord. That'll get you into the Discord public community. Get us to 4,000. We're so close. ! Twitter. The Twitters. We're on the Twitters. I share things. We've got over 1,000 thanks to you guys out there. 535 viewers already coming back in. Oh, my God. All right. Well, firstly, what do we want to talk about? All right. Should I share it with you yet? No, we'll talk about BTC first. We're going to go in the stock market very shortly. I want to show you the screen, what I'm thinking from a technical standpoint. Then we'll bring it together with where we're seeing the whales coming in. The whales are hunting, as we said. They got stranded. They're catching the krill. Everything is feeling better about the world. Trend line here, guys. Trend line. Very good trend line. So all the way down, I shared this on the Twitters today. Let's go to the 4 hour, actually. 4 hour is the best chart. So we saw the 20 exponential moving average. Now, I just want to pinpoint this right now. What just happened? Very important. Closure above the 20 moving average. Look at this. My God, it's the first time that we have seen a closure above the 20 moving average in, let me just get this, get the ruler, 48% on Bitcoin down. First time ever it has closed above the 20 moving average. This is a monumental time for BTC because what it's really doing is it's starting to repair. This is the first repair that we've truly seen in what is an epic crash. I mean, it's epic. You guys saw me the other day. I was speechless. I couldn't even talk anymore because I saw DOT just getting obliterated. I saw Link getting obliterated. I saw ADA getting just demolished. Polygon was getting exploded on. It was terrible stuff. But I think that's the first thing. The other thing that we've then got is we've got this trend line that goes through these highs. Okay? So we basically have just snapped that off as well at the same time. It's a good sign. I think that's a good sign. Then we have the previous high. Now, we talk about this quite a lot. Let me just see here. Dave, you're funny, man. He always messages me where I'm muted, but sometimes I do it on purpose, Dave. Sometimes I do it on purpose. Today, I won't tell you guys what actually happened. So here we've got the trough. We've obviously got a lower trough, and we're trying to repair past 38. I think that the signs are starting to come in here, though, of positivity. Where are we going to get the true sign? I mean, we know it's going to be 42,000. That's where the true sign comes in here from the crypto mania comes back into the markets. And there's a few reasons why, but I think firstly, it's just going to be a huge amount of double bottoms across all of the cryptos. Basically, every crypto has either made a new low over the weekend, it's been spiked above, or we've put in a base, and we have our intervening peak through here. What do you guys think of the community over there? What do you guys think? Rocktopus has got ape hands with Bitcoin logos. Very good. Crypto too big to fail, says Kathy Bubsy. Too big to fail. Nothing's too big to fail, but yeah. Matic has gone ballistic today. Doesn't surprise me. Very strong community there for Matic. Green Monday, damn, that's right. Andy Bacon says amateur. What's that? Andy? Andy Bacon? What are you saying? Who's an amateur? Are you an amateur trader, Andy Bacon? Tom Fail says sloth bag. Sloth bag. Sloth. Slow animal is the sloth. Lazy animal is the sloth bag. No, it's all right. It's all good. No sound? No, we're back. Okay, XRP takes over. No way, Josh Dale. You guys know I'm just having some fun. I'm having some fun. So here's the thing I want to share with you. And this has been given to me by Litho in the Discord community. Thank you very much. Big claps for Litho. Thank you for sharing this. And I want to just go across here. This is the Bitcoin numbers of addresses with balances over 1K. Okay, so let me bring this in. Now, because of the way I've got the screen here, it's not going to be full. So I'll bring it over. But basically, this is Glassnode data, and I think it's a really cool idea. Number of addresses with balances over 1K. Okay, so what are we seeing here? Oh, interesting. These guys were actually selling. Now, Litho, why didn't you share this with me back then, man? Maybe you were trading it. This is a bit sneaky. But do you see what's happened here? Look at the correlation. Number of addresses, big whales. They weren't collecting krill. They were starving, hibernating. And only recently have they started picking it up. And this is actually the biggest return now in terms of spike return. Look at that spike return. That spike return is bigger than this spike return. So it's the biggest return that we've seen of the whales since this whole thing began. So basically, volume is up. BTC is down hardcore. So is the rest of the crypto market, and clearly something has changed. Price hasn't quite spiked here, but look who's purchasing. Fear is in the air, and of course, that was the biggest sell-off rebound I've ever seen in alts, where it just dumped so hard, rebounded all the way up to the perfect levels, and then dumped back off. So it's a very, very important zone. Super cool here. Tommy Stonks is feeling froggy today. No, it's all good. I will never buy crypto, says Shane. That's all right, man. We're going to do this. I like your energy today, says Vlad. I'm feeling good, Vlad. I'm feeling good. We're all green. We're feeling limber. Damn whales. That's right. These nasty whales around. Tommy's drinking the vodka. Not today. But yeah, Glassnode data. Excellent data. Awesome. Thank you so much to the community. Thank you so much, Litho, for sending it through. I think it's pretty sweet. Now, let's move over to other stuff that I've found on the internet this weekend. Cool. This is coming from Spot Gamma on Twitters. Shout out to Spot Gamma. Very cool. And what he's shared with us here is retail trading options, contracts buy to open. And you may think, Tom, you've gone from crypto straight to the stock market. Are you mad? We're not talking about the same thing. It's the same mentality. What have we got? Mass fear in the crypto market, yet the nasty whales, they're buying it up. And they're clearly buying it up based on literal hard facts coming from their wallet accounts. Number one. Number two thing, retail trading and options. What does nasty Wall Street never want you to be able to do? Make money. They don't want you to make money. If nasty Wall Street want you to make money, well, that would not be good for them. So they want to write you call options right at the wrong time so that they can expire them all worthless. And I would say they've done an incredible job. And I'm going to show you this chart and show you why this makes sense. So blue line here is opening calls. Now, what happened during the recovery? Many retail traders were correct. Buy the dip was the best thing in the stock market. However, what happened right here, guys? Now, I'm going to let the community tell me what happened there. Community, tell me which stocks were on fire at that period. Tell me right now. Janice says, listen, everyone, there's nothing to see here. Go home, please. What do you mean, Janice? Breakout equals trend break. That's right. Internet good today in Oz. It's excellent. We've got 100 billion megabit here. Double corrections mean double the profits. It'll go down with my bags. Tell my manner. Lunchable connoisseur, did you buy more Telcoin? Tell me right now. I know you love Telcoin. China's ban on Bitcoin mining is good for Mara. China's ban on Bitcoin is whatever, dude. It's old story, man. It's been happening for years. I want the community to answer what happened here. Oh, Chris, you are on, man. Tech. Chris gets it. Chris Alexander, massive shout out. Simon, you get it as well. Also, Simon Alexander. Must be Alexanders know what's up. Good work, Simon and Chris. Yes, big tech hit this zone. Not hyperstonks just yet, Jordan, but big tech. Now, what happened? What topped at this exact zone? Big tech and also healthcare. What were the two sectors that were super hot over this period? Healthcare and big tech, specifically big tech. Amazon, Apple was all over, yet every retailer was buying it. What happened over here in January? We had hyper stonks going crazy. And of course, hyper stonks, everyone was buying calls on them. And look what we've dropped off to. Now, the correlation with this options and the stock market is unbelievable. And that's because they are stealing from the retail, from the poor to the rich. Exactly the same thing. So retail, this is the same kind of concept really as what we're seeing here. Except here we can track all of their wallets. And of course this Glassnode data is showing us that the whales are getting back in. Now, what does this mean? It's the lowest point? No, but it does mean there's an accumulation of giant whales buying the sweet BTCs and getting ready to get back into the crypto market. Very cool stuff. Thank you very much for sharing this with us. So we'll quickly close these off. I'll share them also in the public Discord community. I've already shared one of those in the privates, but I'll put it in the public Discord community and we'll get rid of some of these crazy things up here. Bitcoin stock flow model. Do I care about this anymore? Probably not, but you know, there it is anyway. Don't need that. Bitcoin wisdom's good. And okay, cool. We should be back to seeing what we need. We'll get rid of that one. We'll get rid of that one, etc. So let's get back into the charts here. So we talked about BTC. I think that it's the only one you really need to watch. Now, you can trade any of the coins, but in the reality right now, it's only about what BTC does that will drive every other coin. This is a recovery story. So, of course, if you're trading crypto, look at Bitcoin. Whatever Bitcoin's doing, all the other coins will follow it. If Bitcoin starts to fail, I'm sorry to tell you, every other coin, like 90% of them and 95% of them will fail with it. That is the reality of the situation here. Think of Bitcoin like the SP500, because we're not alt season or you know, big alt season or any of those other ones right now. We are literally in recovery or trying to recover from an epic crash. And therefore, Bitcoin is the only one that can lead the way. The rainbow is broken, says Truly Messiah. Absolutely it is. It's destroyed. China's ban on Bitcoin is recycled story every month. Don't listen to the mainstream news, says Psychedelicide. Yeah, it wasn't. I think everyone's blaming things. So we've got like a blame game going on here in crypto right now. And we'll get into the stock market in a minute. I know you guys are waiting. But basically, number one, you've got Elon. That is not the reason that it truly collapsed. Number two, you've got China news. That is, in my opinion, not the reason that it collapsed. Number three, you've got just like mainstream media creating crap. Then you've got number four, and this is the reality. It's probably either derivatives or whales. So it's either Wall Street or whales. Very interesting stuff. I really feel like it's those two, and they've just used these as catalysts to push it through. Now, you may disagree with me, but I don't think either of those bits of news are big. And I think, look, there is a story here to be told, and some people will say, my God, I got to ban this guy. Get out of here, bruh. Oh my God. So annoying, dude. Can one of the mods get him? I literally can't delete him for some reason. He's impenetrable. Yeah, I don't think you can ban him. Oh my God. Sorry guys, let me just quickly deal with this douche. Okay, put user in timeout. And then report. I'm going to call him a... yeah, you've been badly hit there, bro. And then, yeah, he's gone. All right. Wait, he's back again? Oh, my God. So this is the problem with YouTube now, guys. There's bloody spam bots like this guy. And it's super annoying. Block's not working? Yeah. I mean, I banned him so many times right now. He's actually using multiple accounts. That's why. All right, let's remove him. I'll put a spammer on him tomorrow. Unfortunately, YouTube don't have a stopper for this. Sorry, guys. Let me just quickly get rid of these. Thanks, mods, to trying to get rid of him. You can't definitely ban him. Yeah, I try, but the problem is it's actually more than one account. So he's just hitting us from a whole bunch of different accounts. Anyway. He's unbannable. Nah, it's more than one account under the same users. What's the spam? Who knows? Let me add him. Do you know how to get rid of him, Ozark? All right, Ozark, kill him. There we go. There you are. You get him, dude. Screw the troll. Yeah, it sucks, dude. Anyway, that's all right. We were on fire. The troll is being annoying. Hopefully the mods can control him very, very shortly. There we go. We sorted it out. Super annoying when that stuff happens. All right, there we go. He can go on all day. Yeah, he's using a huge amount. All right, so the BTC story, the way I kind of feel it is that it was all really about the whales, the derivatives, and of course, a big psychological game. Does that other stuff make sense? Yeah, of course. It makes huge sense. Effectively, if you have like a huge amount of money, ability to wipe it, that wick-off or wipe-off theory that, of course, a lot of people are talking about, it will work, or the concept will work. Don't believe that you can trade this in markets, though. I just really want people to know that this theory doesn't work in the stock market anymore. And the reason it's not, focus on the psychology more than the theory, okay? So the psychology is that you get kind of like false breakouts, you get the ability to, like, it's all about the psychology of human emotions. And the market still trades with this, but don't think you're going to see the exact same patterns again. Will you see accumulation? Yes. Will you see horizontal support resistance? Yes. And this goes for the stock market, the commodities market, doesn't matter what it is. It will go on every single thing. So I think you've got to be really, really careful about the way that you do it. No, you can't get him, Sid. He's using a whole bunch of spam botters, man. It's super annoying. I've actually never had it on the channel, but it's crazy. Oh my God. What's going on? He's unstoppable, boys and girls. Do you know how many mods are hitting this guy and he's still coming back? YouTube, like Twitch has better than this. YouTube need to do better. All right, let's go over to the stock market anyway. Sorry about the chat today, guys. That'll be the thing. So BTC, I think things are looking way better. I think we've done some serious repair today. This is the first bullish positive signs of re-accumulation that I've seen. And I would be surprised if we print a new low. Now, printing a new low would be incredibly negative, but with the pickup that we saw in that Glassnode data, everything else, it looks great. Let's move over here to the stock markets quickly and talk about what's happening in the US 100 because it's super positive from what I'm seeing. Now, you guys know I switched to bull. I had to. We trade price action. After all, if I don't know, it would be remiss for me to not think that when we closed above here, it was bullish. Now, we got the conservative entry. We got that pullback where 13,400 was hit. Then we had the double resistance. And you know this line is serious business because if you look at the QQQ, if you look at the Nasdaq, it doesn't matter what we're doing. Wherever we're looking, it is going to be the key point. In fact, have a think about this, then go into the 15-minute chart. And you'll actually see it closed just above the zone that I was talking about day traders coming back in on. So it looks like it's going to be a green day here for the Nasdaq. I would actually think that's going to be a green day for the Nasdaq and a green day for the US 500 because it's just, yeah, realistically looking way too strong. The mods are doing the best they can, by the way, guys. They're trying to ban this guy, but there's too many users. It's not just one, just so you know. Yep, so the resistance through here, really, really important. Let's go over to the QQQ and take a look at it. Why? Because see where this is pre-opening? Look at this. It's a little double bottom on a 15-minute chart. So if I'm looking at something like that and I'm day trading or scalping and I see a pullback back to a point which was support, support, resistance, resistance. What is this going to be? It's going to be a super level that people are going to be buying. Now, if you want to wait for further confirmation, you usually wait for it to break through this little double bottom and then you take it to new highs. So theoretically, this should go to the next zone. This should be the next zone here. And I think that we could go all the way. And you know I'm going to go bull here, unfortunately. It's just the reality. And these are just stats. I mean, you're just dealing with stats. Can they be wrong? Of course. Will they be wrong? Will they be right more times than wrong? I think so, because this is a solid TA setup and structure. Now, it's pointing towards a 336, but I think there actually could be even more in this, and I'll explain it with the US 500. If we think about where the US 500, the S&P is coming into, it's coming straight into a really critical resistance, 4180, the resistance of multiple weeks. Look at the SPX, the S&P, the real market. Check it out. It's like a giant double bottom off the pullback. Now, I prefer the Nasdaq play here. I've spoken to you guys about why I think that is stronger, but today's pre-market's kind of proving it. Now, what usually happens in Monday, there's a huge amount of hype. The fake market futures are not necessarily the place we want to be. And of course, what happens is it opens like really hard, pulls back quickly. Everyone goes, oh my God, it's going to go red. And they close their positions. And then it comes through good near the end of the day. What else is happening? Next week is Memorial Day, I believe. Is that right, in the US? So obviously it's a public holiday, and that public holiday, we know the trend that usually comes into them. The Friday before public holiday long weekends is always, or very, very, like 8 out of 10 times green. Okay, so we know also the week leading into those events is often a fairly bullish week. So say Thanksgiving. If you were going to give me Thanksgiving week, and you were to say, Tom, what do you think? I would not even need to coin flip. I would say green week. Green week. It is historically very green week because people are feeling great in America. They get the public holiday and they tend to buy into those events. And you'll find that it's a very consistent thing through certain holidays. Now, because of the price action, because of where we are in May and we're at the end here, I think it does make some sense. Yes, Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. Block the blockhead. Wish we could. It's more than one account, so wish we could. We will put a spammer on him later, so I'll sort that out for tomorrow. It will not happen in another stream. I apologize. Nikal Sharma, $100. Hi Tom, could you please look at Britannia? Britannia, is it time to panic? We'll check it out in a second there. So S&P looks good. 4180 is the closure that we like. US 100 Nasdaq looks excellent. I think it's doing all the right things here. Again, looking bullish. Let's move over here to gold. Take a quick look at gold. Gold's moving stronger here. We know we've got that 1888 resistance that's come through twice now. I also have told you I don't care about 1900. And I think the reason is because of the coil below it. So this is a 15-minute chart. If we go to a 2-hour chart, it'll become more apparent that it's on a relatively good series of higher lows, a steep incline, and a very beautiful movement towards these next levels. So that's looking pretty good as well. I could see gold moving into the 1930 over the next coming weeks and possibly 1960 if this continuous trend seems to continue. Like if this basically dollar index weakness continues. We move over to the dollar index, you'll see, look at the weakness here. 8-hour chart for dollar index, guys. No doubt in my mind, this is the best chart to be looking at. Crazy trend line. We've got some crazy trend lines at the moment, and I hate trend lines, but it's looking good. It's looking good. Break under this closure would be massive. This would send, of course, realistically the market to all-time highs, and at the same time you're going to see gold moving to good highs. Not all-time highs yet, but good highs. Remember, weakening US dollar, what's that going to do? Generally, it will drive gold, it will drive silver, it will drive the stock market higher, and at the same time, you might even see some crypto movement as well, because everyone's like, oh, the US dollar is gone. It's not gone, guys. The US dollar ain't going nowhere. But it's that sentiment that does seem to drive through. And this is what we're seeing in the charts. I mean, I say it all the time. You know, do I think the US market's overpriced? Yes. If you were to say to me, do I think it's overpriced? I do, but what can I do about it? Nothing. You've got to trade what you see, what the price action's telling us, what the psychology of the market is telling us. What have we got here? We've got weak US dollar. Could mean risk on in the markets. We've got strong Nasdaq. Okay? Nasdaq broke through. It looks strong. It was looking weak, but it went back down to that 13,000, snapped it back up, and now it looks strong. We've got stocks starting to break out of consolidation. We looked at hyper stocks. We'll look at them soon. We looked at other stocks and tech and everything was breaking up and looking better. So because of this story that we're seeing in the price action, I don't care what the fake news media has to say to us, and you may not believe that there's fake news media, but believe me, all weekend, someone tell me in the community, what were they spamming us with on the weekend? Tell me. What were they spamming us? What was the story through the media on the weekend? I'd love to see whether you guys bring it up. I know what I thought it was. I will get to the donation soon, Nicole, as well. Thank you very much for getting the party started today for Monday. So double bottom is also possible. We know that's open. Double bottom makes sense if we get through this trend line. So I think if you get this movement, it closes above the trend line, breaking all of this downward momentum, then all of a sudden we are starting to see, of course, risk off in the markets and the market's falling lower. Jacob, you're correct. Other than Bitcoin, inflation. Yes, inflation. Oh my God, every article. Oh, inflation, how to position your portfolio for inflation. I don't care. Why does anyone care? We don't care, all right? Because we look at the charts and we say, well, what are you telling me to do? And then what should we be doing? Now, I've argued this a few times. Technology doesn't necessarily do badly through partial inflation. If we're looking at inflation and we're looking at all these things, of course, Michael Burry, he's well known to be placing positions right now to hedge this. How long are those positions for? What's the story? Is it for today? Is it for next week? You've got to compartmentalize the concept and say, if you're positioning there, what are you positioning for? We don't know. Is it for hedging off some of his portfolio against risk and he thinks it's cheap to do it right now? You know, you've got to think about what the actual story is and what your time frame is versus their time frame. Anyway, I digress a lot here. We look at the US 10-year. That doesn't look like a market that's going up right now and worrying the Nasdaq. It doesn't to me. I mean, look at this. It's like a resistance across this 170 area, and it looks like it's testing support. And if it breaks below, where does it go? Back down to the 155. Yet everyone was crapping on about it on the weekend. Good work, mods. You smashed them. Good work. You got rid of that nasty creature that was spamming us out. Thank you to the 1,605 viewers as well. Appreciate each and every one of you. Anyone that reported that, frankly, prick guy, he deserves to be, and hopefully he buggers off. And don't ever go to that channel. Oh, God, he's back. All right, good luck, mods. Good luck, mods. It's like a war today. It's a war zone against inflation, and it's a war zone, of course, against this dude in the chat. All right, let's continue moving through here. So we've got gold. Gold's moving up. I think the inflation story doesn't matter on the 10-year until we get past 195. And when that happens, yeah, okay, I'll be worried. Until that point happens and I expect resistance to be heard, then we'll go to the next level. Let's see here the support that's come through. So we've got here 63, right on that zone. We've effectively gone below it. Then we had a false break, which we didn't think the narrative was that bad, but wasn't looking that great. Now we've got back into the range. I think it's an important thing that's just happened there. Basically, we've gone bullish again on oil, and it looks like everything again looking green. And I'm still I've already out. I'm out. I'm out up here. But what do I want for oil? I want oil 66.50 plus. Is this bad for oil? No, it looks good. I really, really appreciate the fact that it rejected, and it rejected on the weekly because it got back into that range. Remember, the weekly is more important than the daily. The daily is more important than the 4 hour, etc., etc., etc. Red Steel says mods at war. Absolutely. Turn on slow chat. I'm a boomer at heart. How the hell do I turn on slow chat? Let me have a look here. Live chat. Click the button. Oh, God. I don't even know if this has slow chat, guys. Like, you see what's here, and you would be horrified. Like, what is this thing? No. We don't know how to use that technology. We know how to look at the charts, not that technology. I'll get the banner for tomorrow so it slow chats off Streamlabs, because you need the moderator tool over the top of YouTube. Otherwise, you won't do it. Anyway, we'll get him tomorrow. It's all right. The mods can fight for today. 65, 66.50. We're looking for a closure above. That'll push us to the 75, 76 for oil. At that point, every single media article is going to tell us about $100 oil. We're going to bail. We're never coming back. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be glorious when that happens. Because we'll be like, goodbye. We're done with oil for now. VIX, of course, under 20, important. And we'll move over to silver before going through that donation and other things. Let's have a look here. Any of the Bitcoin people, Bitcoin is on fire. Absolutely, things are looking good. We talked about the big whales coming back in. Silver, bad weekly close, but better story on the dollar index. And I think relatively okay story on these time frames. So here's the 4 hour. Here's the 8 hour. The 8 hour is my favorite. I like the 8 hour on these ones. So imagine if we get a little closure above here, guys. We're taking out the wick. What's that do? Takes out stop losses. Takes out people that are shorting silver. All their stop losses get hunted. And then all of a sudden we start to see bullish momentum as they start to cover their short positions. Now, most people understand squeezes now, thanks to GameStop, thanks to AMC and all those other situations. Effectively, silver, gold, heavily manipulated metals, we know this. Closure above here is going to start pushing bullish momentum. It might even start trending. And the beautiful thing about this is you've got the supports, you've got the resistances, and you've got wicks both ways. So you know there was buying here, you know there was selling here, and we also know that it's been unable to get out of both ranges. So I'm looking for a closure above the 28 psychological, and then hopefully back to the $30. Yes, I said it, $30. Lunchable Connoisseur says we are going to the Super Bowl, Tom. Sweet. Chronically Sam says it's not his fault. He's an old soul. Yeah, I don't need to know the technologies. You don't need... Like, I could build a computer, guys. I used to build the computers before they had the easy computers to build. Like, they were not color-coded like they are today. You'd have to put, like, all the little pieces in together, and I remember you'd have to look at the diagrams. Now it's just, like, color code. Oh, I put it in here. It takes 10 seconds. Speaking of which, I still haven't built it. Look, I'm so lazy. I've been trying to enjoy life, and I still haven't built the stupid AMD. But I supported you guys. I bought the Viper RAM. I don't know. Water cooling, the Kraken. I've got it all going on for the computer. It's just sitting there waiting to be done. All right, let's move on. Let's have a look at this pre-market and do this Britannia thing. So what is this? What is this Britannia thing? Britannia. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Is it time to panic? No. But I can see why you are panicking. This is a donation that came in from Nikhil Sharma. He asked, is it time to panic? It's not time to be happy about this particular one. So it looks like it's a stock food, special candy food. Candy food. Oh, it's a bit tough. I think you've just got to go with this previous support, because over here it was support, over here it was support, and then, of course, if it continues to break past this point, we should hopefully have support. You do not want it under any circumstances to be under this zone, and this zone is 3,312, so basically 3,300. Underneath that level, you're looking at it going down potentially quite a lot. So I think you don't need to be worried, but I do think you need to be very, very, basically view this zone and start to pay a lot of attention. Do you have an engulfing candle on the smaller time frames? Do you create structure? Do you see hidden volume? All those types of things we want to be looking at. We want to be doing all of that stuff. Tom is such a boomer. He still has a black and white TV. Maybe. I had a black and white TV as a kid. I wasn't allowed a TV, guys. I think I created my hoarding. When I say hoarding, buying really expensive collectibles. I don't actually hoard them. I just have like 1 or 2 really expensive pieces. I think there's always like, if you feel you didn't get enough as a kid, just even though that's good because it makes you save money, you always have that little bit of a tendency to be a collector as well, I reckon. I reckon that does happen. Let's have a look at the market here. So for your answer, Nikhail, I don't think you need to be worried yet. You see the support. Watch that and watch it with laser eyes. That's what we want to be doing. Laser eyes all over it. Mara, 4.79 up, of course. I'm interested. I haven't seen this yet, guys. I haven't looked at the pre-market. I got home 3 minutes before the live stream went live. So we've got Mara, we've got Riot, we've got AMC, all green. It's all green, all good. What's down? Nokia, whatever. Let's move over to the big companies and take a quick look. Let's take a look-sees. I'm excited. Here we go. Gonna click the button. Okay. Okay, so there's the reds. Let's do the greens again. Okay, so Coinbase up the most. Very nice. We've got Nvidia. We've got Square up as well. I think that's actually a little bit unfair on Square. Maybe it should be a little bit more. 202, 1.42%. Please. That seems a little low. I gotta say that's a little low for what my expectations were. I expected 2% plus in the pre-market at least for Square. That's horrible. What are you guys doing? Crypto's going back, and they're only exposed to Bitcoin anyway, so it's going all right now. It was much worse on the Friday close. So look, everything here is looking all right, and you can see Snowflake down there, 1.03%. Coinbase, of course, 3.43 out in the lead. And I want to go through some of these trades down here, so some of these large companies. Firstly, I want to start with Snowflake, because what's happening this week is we have earnings for Snowflake. Now, if you don't have this, follow us on Twitter, !Twitter in the chat. That should open up the Twitters, and I shared from Earnings Whispers the link where you can get this every week. Now, this is cool because it's got some visualizations for all of the big companies that are coming out with data. And as you'll notice here, we have Snowflake coming out with data. We've got Nvidia Wednesday after the close. Pretty cool day this week. I'm excited for Salesforce after the close Thursday. Love that company. Good work, Salesforce. Keep going. Costco, wholesale. I shop there. It's pretty good. I like Costco. Not during this part of the cycle, but still. And then the others. So I'm interested in Snowflake. And you know why I'm interested in Snowflake? Is because the data on the charts, check out where it's going. It's been very bullish now for a few weeks. And I guess, look, it's setting itself up for some kind of disaster. Because really, where's it going? It's going to our magical 240 area. And the 240 area has been incredible resistance for it recently. And if we close above there, I've talked about how that movement from the 240 to the 275, 260 area is going to be quite extreme, and I expect it to be a nice participation phase. So it's funny how markets will always move towards resistances or supports ahead of big news. Ahead of big news. It's good. Terry Chow says that's a pretty good water cooler. Damn right it is, because I'm going to get somebody in the community and they can make me a meme, and I'm going to put the meme on the water cooler on the computer. I'll show it to you, boys. Look at this. Look at this thing. It's a beast. I got it sitting here. Look at that. What is this? NXT. Yes. This thing can be a meme, guys. That's what we're going to put there. It's going to be my Bitcoin meme or my Hyperstonk meme or whatever we want. Awesome. Love that thing. Whew. All right. So Snowflake, 240. That's the area that we're looking at, and I'll continue to watch it. I'm not interested in the stock too much until that point. But I wanted to bring it up because I do think that there's some interesting things going on here. Now, you guys know that I've been thinking about the T-Docs, and I nibbled the T-Docs up here, and then I couldn't handle the earnings, so I dumped it. And now I'm thinking about it. You know, why? Because why is all this volume started to come through down here? I find it very interesting that on a few stocks, we're starting to see some okay volume being purchased right down the bottom. That's usually symptomatic with some hidden nasty Wall Streeters buying back in. Now, I have never seen hyper stonks being talked about less. Now, this one worries me a little bit, but it's the same concept across many hyper stonks. They're all setting up on supports. You go over to Airbnb, interesting level. Not through anything yet, but interesting level. If we think about what's happening here in the volume, surprisingly large volume recently after the earnings. Lots of purchases. We've talked about how we're trying to figure out whether Airbnb is any good. One of the things I'm looking for, I don't want this thing to be here. I want it to be flatlining 100. So this is Google search. And basically we've searched the Airbnb term, and we've done this, of course, on the Googles in the US. And we can search that and we can press enter. And what we want to see is we want this to be flatlining. I want the search term to be so high that it beats any previous time. And I'll call that, it's called social arb. It's not new. Plenty of people do it. And what we're doing is we're trying to say, okay, where are we in the cycle? So you'll notice over here, June in the US, of course, the most search time. Where are we? Middle of May on this search. So where's middle of May generally? Somewhere around here. So we're usually around 60 to 70 on the search. I want this thing to be flatlining in a week or two, and I want the price action still to be in the consolidation. Then we can feel better when the breakout eventually occurs. Because am I still going to buy it? Hell no. But if it does break out, maybe I'll put that together and I'll say, okay, that social arb's worth 10%, that other thing's worth a certain percentage, etc., 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 and we break it through. I want to see the 20 broken. I want it above this 140, and then of course to 160. I think there is possibilities here. All right, let's go back over to some of the donations that have come in here. We've got Echo Aurora giving Singapore $2, TA on HFC, oil and gas company. We'll do it in just a second. I want to check natural gas as well. The Harley H super chat is $7.99 Australian. Thank you very much, Harley. Thoughts on STNG in at 14. We'll be doing both in a second. So what do you guys think about that? Do you like the kind of concepts, I guess, that we are seeing some supports through these hyperstonks? Here's another one. Cloudflare breaking out as we speak. Good company. Got Twitter forming base. Let's have a look at this on a weekly. Nasty Twitters. The tweeters. And you know what? I cannot see how Twitter doesn't do a good report in the future. This Bitcoin's fiasco, this stock market stuff, this Elon Musk and everything else that's going on, it looks to me like there is a lot of people using Twitter. I want to do a quick cross-section of people in the community. Have you guys been using more Twitter than ever before in your life or less? Tell me right now. Spam it in the chat, guys. Yes or more. Yes to more or no for no or yes, basically. You know what I'm saying. And then as we're doing that, we'll get this HFC. I want to come back to Twitter. Hopefully HFC is this. I'm going to have to assume it's this. Okay. Echo Aurora. Oil and gas. This is an oil and gas company. $33.98. Guess you've got your breakout that occurred recently, which is here. And you're wondering whether it's looking strong. Well, it broke out. It's consolidating its support. Little range. Okay. Kind of just looks like it's ranging. I mean, if you like it and you like what you're seeing on oil and you know the company, I'd probably read its financials a little bit and how long they've got in the wells, etc. Basically, I'm looking for up to here and then a closure through there. I think is going to proof very nicely here. Let's have a look at the proof. So what we mean by proof is we take the range. You can do this in crypto as well or whatever else. See how it goes back to the peak, which means that the market's working very technically, which means that we're more excited about being in this type of thing. So I like that. I like the structure. I like the support. I'm not seeing like a candle that makes me excited here on these time frames. But even like this little long leg doji, like if you're thinking about it, what have you got? You got resistance, long leg doji. Imagine if you get a little closure above this. What's going to happen? Participation most likely into the highs. So that's the type of thing. I break down the candles and we want to understand whether there's something more to it. And Echo, that would be one of the ways I would do it. Natural gas, I want to look at the breakout that we had a few weeks ago and see if it was false. Looks like it was not the strongest. So we got above the 3. Bloody natural gas. Got above the 3 and then it's pulled back. That was a closed breakout. It hit the first, but that wasn't what I was aiming for. I think it's okay. It's obviously come back down. It needs to bounce right now for natural gas. So I'd be watching that one as well on your charts if you're trading gas companies. Let's use the Harley H's thoughts on STNG, Scorpio tankers, and then we'll scroll down here and let's see if people use Twitter more or less. I'm Twitter troll, says Shane. Well, don't be trolling me, Shane. But do follow me. That's good. Good work. I like that. Twitter banned me. Okay, Karamaga got banned. Twitter gives you the fastest news, says Shahab. Agreed. When you're trading, it's good. Twitter sucks, says Boytonimus Maximus. Okay. WR says no. Twitter is a cesspool of empty-headed nonsense. I don't necessarily agree with that, Kevin. Like, I think there's some pretty good stuff on there from some traders. I think if you're a trader, you should get on the Twitters. I think there's some really cool charts. Marcus Horn says Twitter is cancer. Twitter is news for most. Yeah, I think it's not bad at cutting through as long as you know what you're looking for and you follow the correct people. No, but they're introducing new avenues for revenue gains. Exactly, RJ. I think Twitter is a trade. I hate it as an investment, but I like it as a concept of trade because it got bashed recently. It's forming base, and I went and had a look at it. We'll do STNG first, but I went and had a look at it, and I was thinking about it, and then I looked at the daily, and I saw something just quickly. And to me, what is this? There we are. To me, there was a lot of strange accumulation going on here. These 3 candles, one small candle, one huge candle, which had about the same volume, and then another decent amount of volume. A lot of trade going on there. Interesting to me. STNG, what do I think of this one? This is a marine shipping company. Good breakout through the last week. Was it too much of a move? And is there opportunity in it? I mean, great breakout through the daily. I can't remember if you've done this one with us before. I think you have. It's really tough to say whether it should still be in or whether you want to keep taking it long. It's good, but it hit a 200 SMA on the weekly that was respected once. And the support resistance first time since April, but it went higher. It's really tough. I'd probably just go and watch it on like a 1 hour or something on this and then take a moving average that it's been bouncing off. So whatever moving average it's bounced off and just follow it by that because it's too close to call. There's a good upside here, 26, 27, as you saw, but the downside is also that it's gone too fast, too quick, and it comes back into testing this kind of level 20 and you lose like 10% very quickly. So yeah, keep watching at small time frames, watch each day, see how it's going with everything else around it. That's all I could say there. Karamaga, $4.99. Could take a look at NUE. New Corp. Can do. We'll go to the weekly. Steel manufacturing. Glorious couple of runs here. 102 in the last couple of weeks. Look, we've been big on steel, and this actually brings me to a story or something I want to talk to you about, which is sector rotation. Now, you look at this chart and you think, can they keep it up? Can this company keep it up? Guys, is this crazy parabolic? Can this company continue to rise at this rate? Yes or no? Tell me right now. Yes or no? We'll put it in context. This is the context over time. Can it continue to rise at such like the levels that it is rising? This is a $30 billion company. $30 billion. And then I will say that if you consider that a flag, which many people would do, that your best scenario, I think, is probably this, and your worst scenario is something like this. So we are very, very close to that flag completing as well. No, nah, yeah, it's topped, says Tony Hall. I'm starting to think steel manufacturers and materials are topping. And it's way earlier than I hoped. This is the chart I'm looking at. Materials, I'm looking at iron ore. Iron ore's out of control. So bloody expensive. It spiked a week ago. It had me concerned. It was just insane. It did what I call an explosion, which is usually an over excess phase. And I think that that's the big issue. I'm looking at this XLB. So we've got resistance. We've got support. You guys know what this could be. It either is going to be consolidation or it's going to break out below and become a double top. And what's a double top? The end of a trend, the start of a new trend. That's what happens here, guys. And I'm a bit concerned that we're kind of coming into a zone here where this has been on an epic run. And XLB is very strong. Materials has been amazing. But what if it fails on our daily 20 here, where it's been kind of finding it? I think it could tip over, and then all of a sudden we're seeing even faster speed than we saw last time. Remember, my pick here was that I was strong on materials as of November last year. I was strong on financials as of November last year, and also energy, all good sectors. I'm incredibly weak on financials. I'm done. Goodbye. Fintech's fine, but nothing else. I'm done with them. And I think Warren Buffett's showing the way there as well, dumping off Wells Fargo, dumping a few stocks and saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we are in for sideways momentum. Most of Wall Street's doing covered calls, etc., etc., etc. It's crazy stuff. So XLB is a super good indicator, I think, here for the material sector in general, and I'm watching it like a hawk. I got laser eyes on this thing, guys. I'll be watching. So to answer your question about NUE, Kara, I kind of feel like you're at a point here with NUE that it's run so heavily that you've got to watch it really closely. You've got to dial in on the time frames, and I'm watching probably the 4-hour, 20, and last point that I ever want to see it at would be like the 50, but I don't even want it there. I don't want it underneath underneath is 20, ideally. No underneath the 20. Hopefully it continues for you. Cameron Gill, super chat, $5. What's your thoughts on VIAC? Viacom. This was one that I got asked about. Now, why is everyone on this at the moment? Can someone explain to me why everybody wants this? Everyone's on this thing. A lot of people messaging me about it. So firstly, go the daily. Volume did increase recently. Nice base formed, 37. Of course, this was the disaster stock that got beaten through. Now, is this double bottom? Yes, it is a double bottom. You can see here the resistance peak. I covered it today, so I guess the analysis here in the private community, I covered this today in my weekly hangout, and effectively it's right here, this 43. 43, I want to close it above, and I think the double bottom is in play, and I'm not expecting it to go to ballistic, the sun or anything like that, but I do think that it's a pretty solid level with a solid base formation with solid amounts of volume coming through. Something hidden is here. Cool. Just buy Tesla, lol, super cheap. Is that you, Harry? Is Harry back? Kunal says, that's good. US 500 bearish horn pattern at top. Also, every time US 500 fell in the last 12 months, the snapback was swift. This occasion, snapback is weaker due to resistance is greater than past corrections, says Dominic Martino. All right, Dominic. No, I think it's just kind of more normalizing in the market. This VIAC 43, I'm looking for a closure above. Mark Gorday, Singapore, $6.98. No message here from Mark, unless someone messaged it to me. No. Thank you very much for the $6.98. Appreciate it, Mark. Maybe it's a super sticker. Was it a super sticker? Let me scroll through here. Oh, my goodness. Mark's got a scary picture. Thank you, Mark. Vulcan Gossman, super chat, $5. We're up to it. Forget Tesla. Can you look at Ford? Released details of an electronic famous F-150 recently. We breaking out. Well, we need to do Tesla and Ford. So we'll do both. Thank you very much, Vulcan. Wow, look at this. The hype's real. Draw a picture of an electric car. This was the story of 2020. We get a pen. Okay, I got my pen here. You click it. You draw a picture of a car. And then you put it on your website. And guess what, guys? You're an electric vehicle maker. And you're worth $10 billion. That's what it was. The story of 2020. The story of 2021. Large companies actually try to make electric vehicles. Interesting. Killing the companies that drew pictures on the pieces of paper. So here we are. Ford. Yes, it looks like it is breaking out. Daily here. Oh, it looks good. What's the 53 bill? I hate car companies. Like, I know Tesla's done well, but it's more of I see it as a tech company. The problem with car companies is actually they make very little. It's kind of like crappy money. It's very competitive and kind of crappy money. So Ford was an amazing pick. People that got this, I mean, I believe the recovery was strong. You can see how this was a perfect zone for you to picking it up. Where we are now, what's your upside? So I think your upside is somewhere around the $17. If that gets you excited, then cool. But we need to remember this is 2013, 2014, 2010. I wouldn't hold a car company for a decade. You know that old story that Warren Buffett talks about? And he says, I would hold all my stocks for a decade if they closed the market. If I held Ford, I would and it was all my money in Ford, I'd be scared. I wouldn't be scared I'd lose all my money, but I'd be scared where I open up. So, yeah, 1333, pretty strong. Looks like it wants to break out. I could see it going to like 15 in the next break participation phase. I just don't think there's too much levels here. So basically, you look back in the history and you think, well, once it gets through this level, this is a multi-year high. So if we can close above a multi-year high, surely we go to 15. Surely we have participation phase. Maybe not up to the 17, but 15 seems likely. It seems possible. And I would be looking for probably a daily or weekly close above. I'd love a weekly, but you may not get it. This is nice buying down here. Maybe verified news. He loves Ford. Maybe he was purchasing it in that level. Let's have a look what people think of that. Forgotten Era says Ford sucks. Not a fan. I had a Ford. Do all Fords have 2 steering wheels? Okay, I'm not going to read that, Jacob Croft. I don't want to get political, man. Tesla is much more of an EV company. Software and engineering will be its leading. Tesla is getting linked to Texas power grid, says Bradley Back. All right, well, speaking of Tesla, we've done Ford. Let's have a quick look for the people. We'll do Tesla. Current at market. Pre-market 0.64 up. Still pretty weak, actually. That's not the type of move that you want when you're looking at a 0.75 tech market for the day. What's my favorite sector right now, guys? Tell me my favorite sector. Somebody who's been listening out there will probably know, and no, it's not Tesla. So we're looking for a 600 plus close. All I care about, 600 plus close. Get out of this thing and then move towards the devil number, 666. You've got the support through here. You put the horizontal line down. You're going to see it very clearly, everybody. You're going to see it very clearly. Let's go to the daily. Oh, yeah. Where's that devil number? Where's that 666? There it is, guys. 666. The devil. It's coming through once we get above 600. We need to get through here. Ah, yes. Tech stonks. No, not quite. T-Doc stuffed. Stupid T-Doc. No, biotech is definitely one of my areas. I like the story for the middle to long term on biotech. It's incredibly hard to pick the company, and I am not a doctor. I know I could look like a doctor. I remember the other day, I can't remember what it was. I think I was wearing like a white, I must have been jumper or something. I walked into something and the guy goes, "Oh, you're a doctor?" I'm like, "No." The hell, bro? So that's all you have to be a doctor. You just walk around in like some kind of like white outfit and then people think you're a doctor. ARCG. Was this my favorite way of playing it? Probably not. But it is obviously a genomic revolution fund. Most people know this one. Interesting level. We'll get to the other super chats very soon as well. Thank you very much for the super chats coming through. Yeah, I think ARKG is cool. I think that genomics in general is pretty cool. This particular genomic scares the crap out of me, which is Beam. It just has so little money, which means to me capital raise, and I hate capital raises. And I think you've got to be very careful. I mean, I'm thinking it's more an indice play of the sector. But yes, I like healthcare because I think that people ultimately, you might go and you might buy some junk from Amazon, okay? You might buy some junk and you say, yeah, my sugar rush has been hit. But you would sell all the junk for your health. So what beats time? Let's go over here quickly. Where is it? I've got it up. Not that one. Not that one. Oh, that's a good company. Not that one. Where the hell am I? Hey. I had it up for the live stream before. Where'd I put it? It's not this. Okay. We'll get it in a second when we do our analysis. But basically, if you have a look over all of time, you will notice that the healthcare sector is good in the middle term. Now, if I believe materials are ending right now, I thought materials would end in December this year. If they're ending sooner than that and actually starting to tip over and starting to show weakness, now we don't know that yet, that could mean that we're so sped up in this cycle that potentially Wall Street, this nasty algorithms, start to move into healthcare faster than I expected. And again, it's less of a trade and more of an investment philosophy. Is that the Beam like CBD tea drink? Nah. Beam is like... this is the biotechnology company that I think Kathy Wood's been buying a bit of. Willow Biosciences. Hey, share them all in the Discord community. !Discord if you want to get into the public Discord community, guys. Put it in. And it should come on through. Verified News, Super Chat, $5. Thank you very much, Verified. Did you say anything? You did not. But I appreciate your support of the channel. Always good to have you in here. Having a good chat with the community. There's a lot of people that come quite a lot here. But for your technicals, you should watch the underlying indices when trading. Yes, exactly. You definitely should. You definitely should. So I think ARKG, I think genomics in general, whether you want to go with like just a biotech index, some Vanguard one, whatever, they're an interesting field or interesting area. Let's continue on with our story. We've got 25 minutes until the markets open. Let's have a quick look around the markets. We've got 0.74 open on the US 100. Feels good to be green today. We've got US 500, 0.43, 41.80, straight at the resistance where we expect it to be. It's going to probably find, I mean, if it goes through it, cool. But it's probably going to find some resistance through that area. We also have Bitcoin going mental right now, back up to the 38K, and Ethereum coming through with a very strong movement. In fact, all these altcoins must be coming through strong. ADA back to 150, Ethereum 2406. Not too bad. I think BTC's break of 42,000 will be the most important point in crypto moving over the next week. We'll continue to go there. Hey, Tom, have you taken a look at PLTR today? I deleted PLTR from the screen. See? It's gone. Speculatives are gone. I should kill TDoc too while I'm at it. I should kill Beam. Why are you in here? Get out of here, Beam. Don't want that crappy thing there. Darth Sidious, ! OnlyFans. Doesn't work for you, Darth. It works for everyone else, but not for you, bro. Okay? It's just not going to come through. There's the link. Let me get that link and pin it. Thank you very much, Streamlabs bot, for getting that sorted. Let me load this up. Here we go. Okay. Oh. There we go. Should be up there now, guys. Okay, so let's have a quick look at XLV. I just wanted to bring this chart up. And the reason I want to do this is we go back in history. And let's go back to 2010. Because ultimately we're here. Where are we right now? We're right there. Why? Because we're basically in this May, June period of this time frame. Now, if you think about the returns that were given to the end of the year, okay, there was 30% here. This is healthcare. But I don't care about this return so much now. I care about what happened during the mid-cycle. So 2011, and you guys might not be able to wait around for this type of thing. So 2011, 2012, 2013, look at this arrow. It's coming with us. My God. Whoa. It left the screen. Let me get another one. I can't be bothered fixing that. So if we go back over there and we have a look in the weekly, what is happening over those periods of time? Mega growth. Look at the 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 into 16 growth of healthcare. It was phenomenal. Now, I'm cool with this growth. This is very cool growth. 118% over that time. Now, I don't think that's going to happen again. But retrospectively, if you think about where we are and you think about the sector, healthcare's been completely behind the rest of the market over the 2020 recovery. Like if we think about how much this is, it's only about 20%. I still think this is one of the hidden sectors. Denise Oki says $4.99. How valuable is it to watch the futures market as a prediction of how the overall market is heading? Fake news futures. Fake news futures is good if you analyze the main chart first. So say you go to QQQ and you're looking at this and you think, oh, we hit the weekly 20 and we bounced twice off it. That looks pretty good. And then you drive down on that chart and you go the 4 hour, like we've been doing, and then you realize that, hey, we closed at this point. Then you go and you drive down to the 15-minute and you look at this and you go, damn, that looks like it was a bit of a double bottom. So then we break through on the futures here. Well, I think you can probably trade the futures off the break of this type of thing. So yes, I think it's valuable from that point of view. But realistically, when you're swing trading or you're investing, I would never use the futures. I hate the futures. It sucks and it's fake news from that aspect, because what it's telling us is there's not much volume. There's a lot of manipulation, and it's not giving us a true representation of truly what Wall Street psychology is and what the big guys are doing. And contrary to popular belief, everyone's conditioned with this idea, oh, I've got to do what Wall Street isn't doing. Why would you do that? You got to do what the person next to you isn't doing. Like whoever your neighbor is, you don't want to do what they're doing, because whatever they're doing is wrong. But the guy on Wall Street, that guy's sneaky. He's got deep pockets and he's going to do what he wants to do. Now, it's different with the short squeeze stuff, because that's obviously manipulation of a stock and then you're taking advantage of holding against that stock. Powerful stuff when you all get together. We've seen what happens. But yeah, I think that's when I would use the futures. Chronically Sam says one more like. Oh, absolutely. Let's do it. So we'll play the intro here. Thank you so much for getting us to 500 likes. Thank you to the 1,700 viewers as well. We'll have a new intro set up tomorrow. Didn't quite have time to do it today, but we will have the new memes. Share your memes in the Discord community. I'll show you where to do it. Come on over here. Oh, into the Discord community. By the way, private people and people that you gotta link all these beasts up so you can get them all. Yeah, here we go. Memes. There's always some good ones in here. So share them in there. And number one, I enjoy them. I put them in the videos for the day. And number two, it's always good for all of the community to see some of these, because to me, I check it every day. I enjoy it a lot. Some of them are great. But I do think you scared Harry away with your evil memes, guys. You scared, especially you, Sid. You were mean with your memes against Harry. All right, let's do it, guys. So, we're here Monday. We're ready for the stock market to open. We've got 19 minutes. We've got crypto returning back to form. Those nasty whales, they've come out of the hiding. We saw that compelling evidence given to us by someone in the community showing the spike up. Will Wall Street come through and give us the goods this week? Memorial Day weekend is coming. J-Rock's in here, the AMC King. Oh, that scares me still. Damn. That was like that Chucky bride. Johnny Bravo says, Sid, mean? Question mark. Poor Sid. Crypto says XLM for life. Did you change your name? I think we've found somebody that's changed coins on the weekend, guys. XLM for life. You were VET for life. I see what you've done. You've given up on VET. I'm very disappointed in you, XLM for life. I've found you now. You've changed. We've caught him, guys. We've caught him. SPCE to the moon. Is this thing actually running? Yeah, it is. Oh, this was actually brought up on the chat the other day. And someone said, why is this running? And this is obviously the new meme. Oh, my God. The new meme is SPCE. Right around the correct market capitalization as well. So 25.40 here. You could see the 20.55%. I knew it was happening. Just because you started to see that huge volume spike. And then you had that day. So then, of course, the weekends allowed them all to get together and they all feel good. So SPCE is certainly running up hot here. Is it worth getting in on something like this? Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't sell. I wouldn't buy it here. I mean, if you're in earlier, sure. But yeah, that's filling the gap, which I think a lot of weak hands will probably just dump it and be like, woohoo, we made like 100, well, not 100%, but you made like 60, 70% in a week. So how much was this top to bottom? 70%. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad. Troy Moo. Actually, the original XLM. See, you guys, I know who Troy Moo is. He picked XLM, which is a coin, by the way. Let me show you where he went all in on XLM. I'm gonna completely blindside him here. I'm gonna tell you guys where he was in XLM. Let us go back in time to a story before craziness. Where is he? He's basically like here, but in August. So for some reason this data is incomplete, but it was like in here. So can you imagine the glory? And this is actually wrong because this went way higher than that. Went to like 90, 96 or something, didn't it? The hell? 76 at least. I don't know. This data sucks. It's horrible data. Ugh. Oh, anyway, I can't be bothered going back through all of it. That looks more correct. No, that doesn't even look correct. No, I don't know. Anyway, the point is that it went crazy back then. And of course, XLM was a very good coin back then. Stellar was popular. But I can't believe VET for Life has changed his name. I'm just super disappointed in you, bro. We did Denise's about value of using futures versus the real market. We've got 15 minutes to decide what we watch into the market open. Let's set it up together with the community. Guys, what do you want to watch? We're going to have US 100. I'm going to put it there. And I want to know, what do you want to watch coming into the market open? So let me know right now. Spam it away. Which one do you want? What stocks do you want? What cryptos do you want? And we'll cover off whatever else is going on. We'll also load up this chart, just have a quick look at the pre-market and how it's going. So, best now, BlackRock. We've got ResMed then. Coinbase down to 2.3. Spotify 2.12. PayPal. Square only doing 1.26. I still think that's a little bit unfair on Square for today, considering the movements here. Twilio, Roku, Autodesk, DocuSign. All of our favorites coming through with some greenery. And in the red side, it's so far companies most people don't own. Maybe some people own Lilly. VMware, wow. Can't believe that's still a company. Eka Aurora says, thoughts on Dr. Copper. Let's have a quick look at copper here. Copper, I mean, good recovery there on the 4 hour. The daily. Not ideal, it got through 452, but there is support down here, which you can see, 200 as well on the 4 hour. Probably don't want copper any lower. Copper is only important really for economic recovery. So you look at it and it usually gives you a bit of an indication on whether the market is coming into some recovery form. I only use it during recessions. So it was actually a good precursor coming into the pandemic. It actually dropped before the stock market dropped, and it got crushed too. And then the stock market dropped a few days later. So this was a pretty good indicator. It was also a great indicator of the recovery. I probably think you could almost stop using it now. You don't need it anymore. We've already seen the recovery. We already know where we're at. You'll only use it if it's getting tanked and the stock market's going up. And I think this is just a normal pullback in the materials cycle where we are. VET is now up 42%. The name change actually worked. Okay, fair enough. What about Tron? No, OG, we don't talk about Tron here. No Tron. It's the one coin. You want to talk about Mr. Jerwin, Sundial for life. If you want to talk about the one coin that I don't talk about, it's Tron. No Tron. And it's not because I ever own Tron. I just do not like the coin. PLTR. Yeah, we'll do it in a second. So PLTR's coming in. Palantir. You guys know what you need, though. 2130. 2130 plus closure, ideally, here. Tesla will always win. Yes, we'll put Tesla down here. We need Tesla on the 5-minute chart to watch how it comes in. We're looking for a 600 plus closure today, ideally. PLTR, it's as simple as let's get above 2130. Good day here in the morning, but as we know with PLTR, it never seems to hold the session. So we'll see what happens. And then the other ones that we had, what else we got here? FOSS. Talk about Apple monopoly hearing. What do I think about Apple? I think that basically you've got heaps of technology monopoly companies. You've got Amazon's basically a monopoly or partial oligopoly, whatever you want to call it. You've got Microsoft obviously got hit up years ago on this. And this is my problem with big tech. It's why I don't think this is not a simple investment over the next decade. You can't just go to the Apple and Amazon and just go, I think each one of those is going to go up hard. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have a huge amount of selling due to taxation reforms, and especially when they start plugging these overseas junket areas. Like when they stop that, it's going to be bad. ETH is falling. Is BTC falling? Oh, ETH fell $50, man. Let's have a look at ETH. They fall over $100. Oh, okay, like $100. Look at these trend lines, though. See these breaks? Look at the trend lines, guys. All of this is significant restructure for the markets. Now, I'd like it to hold, obviously 8 hours, hold dailies above this to give us more confidence, but this is the right type of thing in the crypto markets. It's the right type of rebuild that we need. BTC, why is it going down? It's as easy as this. Don't look at any other coin. They're all going to move hard, but realistically, whatever BTC does, everything else will just drive off this one. Why does it stop here? Because it's too close to the previous peak. People get scared. It sells off after that point. TM Toyota Motors. We'll have a look at this one said. He's Jack Ma's son, says Troy Moo. Nah, he's not Jack Ma's son. That story was the most ridiculous thing. They're talking about Tron, by the way. That was the most ridiculous thing in 2017. Crazy. So 9 minutes off the Monday open. Good markets, relatively good in the coins. I don't think there's much negativity there. Silver still doing okay. Gold struggling with that resistance we looked at earlier. US oil doing pretty nicely. Let's go back over to the Twitters for a second. We'll close this one off. We don't need that page. And we'll go back over to the Twitters because Twitter's an interesting level. So we'll go to the daily. We saw some buying here, which I thought was very interesting. We also see that the market overall, it's kind of like neutral on Twitter right now. Now, will Twitter fill the gap? So this is my story here. Will Twitter fill the gap? We can see 65. We know it went on a hyperbolic run, which I thought was ridiculous. And Twitter has this weird ability, like no other stock I've ever seen, to just get demolished during earnings and then fill the gap and go more. Got demolished during earnings, filled the gap. It got demolished, or then here, it had like a little gap. Here, demolished, filled the gap. Up, does bad. Demolished, filled the gap. And it didn't take that long, really, to get those kind of returns. And they're good returns, by the way. That's not bad returns. Here, good news, got destroyed. It's like this antichrist of like the way it works is stupid. It's like it gets a good result, it goes up, and then it fails. It gets a bad result, it gets destroyed with a giant gap, and then comes back. Now, it hasn't always been this way. Obviously, over here during that tech back-end bust, it didn't have time. It was trying to, and then we had that bust coming through late 18. But you get my point. It seems to have these bad earnings, and then it comes through with the goods. Even over here, it had the good earnings, and then, of course, it was all failure after that. A couple of days, good rise. Everyone starts purchasing it, and then it was over. So Twitter's actually down quite a lot for a tech stock. It's down from the peak to the trough here, 31. And in such an established stock, this is pretty crazy. We're 40% down at the low. So does it fill the gap? How do we do the TA on this? And it's really a mixture of volume. It's a mixture of the fact that we've double bottomed here. We've come back up. We've got the peak. And we haven't quite broken through that. I'd like to see some smashing of this level, and then hopefully we can go on to fill the gap. Eventual target something like 64 and 60 as initial. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about the zone? Tom's Toyota? Yeah, I do have one. What about AMD? AMD pretty stabilized. I mean, basically with buying back their shares, they pushed their stock up. You know, the support, it's effectively on the pullback zone at this stage. So we'll go to the 2 hour and I'll show you. 2 hour right around here. So what's this? 77-ish, pretty much where it is today. So it's right around that support zone. And this is my point for the Nasdaq. You've got support. You've got Amazon. Go to the daily. Kind of hit support and then bounced up. All these FANG stocks struggling a little bit. So where's the growth? Where's the strength coming in to this market? Where's the strength coming into the US 500? It's not actually coming necessarily straight from the FANG, though Facebook has been pushing it. It's coming from all of the backer end, the kind of ones that got beaten down during the last couple of months. They're structuring up and looking for the break. Lunchable Connoisseur says, I'll cash out once I can fly to Australia and me and Tom can get drunk and ride around in kangaroo pouches. You think that's going to happen? You think that we can ride around in kangaroo patches? No one thinks. We got drop bears, remember, Lunchable Connoisseur. They drop out of the sky, man. You go under a tree, bang, on your face. Like the head crab from Half-Life, if you guys have ever played that. That's what happens. That is a strong chart. QQQ going up. Yep, at this stage it is going up. Hopefully it does. Thoughts on BBQ brisket or ribs? Well, you know what? I just discovered Sweet Baby Ray's about a year and a half ago. I was listening to an American podcast. That's pretty good. I like Sweet Baby Ray's. I should ask you, the Americans in the chat and the Europeans and everyone around the world, what the best barbecue sauce is. But Sweet Baby Ray's not bad. And we can get it here in Australia fairly cheap. It's good. Can you take a look at GP? We'll see soon. Eucalyptus koala. How many drop bears have you seen, Tom? Countless, man. On my farm, when I grew up, there was 2 drop bears. They were really aggressive. They grunted at night, and you will go out there, and they just yell at you, man. It's been a long time. Nasdaq will go down. UJ, that is blasphemous. We can't say that, man. It's fine. Hodl the model. Fair enough. That's a cool one. Nvidia. All right, let's have a look at Nvidia. Earnings this week for Nvidia. Pretty strong movement out. We know they're going to sell a ton. We know they've got supply shortages. I mean, is there anything for us here? Maybe that day there was a trade. Oh, God. It's a pretty tough chart, dude. That was the trade. Probably should have alerted us to it. That's a good one. Look, 650 is quite probable. But again, what's its history with earnings recently? Even though it's selling lots, it's been sitting sideways for quite some time. HP is the best source for them stakes. I like HP. I've got that as well. But that's more of a British thing. That's like brown sauce for anyone that doesn't know. Yeah, that's a British thing. 3 minutes to go. Let's dial in on this market. So here we go. We're starting off Monday. We've got 0.69% up on the US 100. We've got BTC trading at 9% up on the day. 37,742 breaking past some heavy resistance. Great trend line breaks as well to the upside. Quickly go through these data points. So we have here shared with the community from Spot Gamma. Follow them on Twitter. I guess I should give a shout out. Here's a great thing. Calls were heavily down. The correlation with retail moves and really low calls is good because that means no one has any faith for the bull side. It's what Wall Street likes to see. Next thing we've got here given to us by MNP Litho in the Discord community. Again, shout out to you, Litho. Very cool. This is number of Bitcoin balances. Now, this is a great chart. Very awesome. I think it's one of the best charts I've seen because what it really shows you, it's probably the best chart I've ever seen for crypto. Now I think about it. Yeah. Because, and I'd love to see the previous history. What it does show you is it shows whales coming back in and going out. And we know that with this type of market, we can see it. Here's the spike that recently happened on the decline. You can see that the whales are starting to purchase back in on the market. It's the biggest spike per portion that we've had anywhere down this entire crash through. They've been getting rid of their coins all the way through. Look at this. Sideways action. Terrible. I wish I had this one earlier to share with the community. It's a great chart, man. All right, we're 1 minute through till the open. Let's get ready to rumble for the morning. Get the bell ready. There you go, guys. We got it open. Woo! Great sound. Remember, follow us on Twitter as well. It's great. Let's see what people said about these stakes. Brown sauce or nothing. HP like the computer. Nah, it's a brown sauce. It's like from the UK, I think. Sweet Baby Ray's is solid. Yes. Sweet Baby Ray's. 126 on the open here for Apple. US 100 opens 13,510. We've got the US 500 coming through at 0.45%, 41.80. Tesla down on the session. So I expect a little bit of selling here early. And the only reason is because the US 500 opened right on resistance. I think that this is kind of the way that the market's traded recently on Mondays. We've had that initial kind of resistance hype, sells off 5-10 minutes, often turns around. I'm still pretty bullish on the Nasdaq. You guys saw the charts. I think it's compelling stuff at this stage. The stories coming out of the media as well, all about inflation, which is really negative. Obviously, I see that always as a positive. Whenever we see the media go negative, I go positive. Got Square up 1% in the market here, 202. A little bit weak considering the crypto market. I thought it would do better. SE 3.11 continues. This is it's a phenomenal company. SE is crazy. The way that they can go into a market and dominate bigger players is unbelievable to me after reading about it. Just a great company. Wish I was in on that a lot earlier. That's up $52 from like a week ago. That's a great return. ARKG up here and ARKK, they're almost up the same. So genomics must be moving a little bit early here in the session and snow floating around. So some great stocks here moving. Let's have a look at the broader market. Percentage click. We're going to find probably SE is the best for the day. It is. ResMed as well. Another health company. NVIDIA 1.78. What else we got here? Microsoft 1.29. Blah, blah, blah. Facebook's up there as well. So a bit of a change from the early morning market open. Baidu's still in the doghouse. Same with probably JD, Baba. They're really just not looking good. I want to buy the China tech stocks. I just got to wait. I haven't seen what we need yet. Like, it's just a falling knife and we're bleeding out because it's so many times we've been knifed trying to get into those stocks. I haven't purchased any yet, but anyone that has, I mean, JD and Alibaba, my goodness. What's Alibaba trading at now? 208, so still very low. Crazy stuff. Let's have a look at the watch list of hyper crazy stocks. We've got here Bitcoin, Doge, Riot Blockchain, Mara, both not up as much. Cost, Palantir, again, a disappointing pre-market into early market session. And on the downside, Sundial, 0.73. Whoa, look at this go. US 500 moving forward. Look at it. Yes. Go, my precious. Up you go. US 100.88. Little sell-off. Big boom. We on new high. We on new high for the NAS? Not yet. Okay, so high of the day, 13,577. It's looking good, guys. Looking good. Matt94, US $5. If the alts can recover in this market, I like the graph. Real indexing infrastructure potential for industry. The graph. Matt94, what do you mean? I appreciate your super chat, but I'm not quite know. If the alts can recover in this market, I like the graph. So is that like a thing? Is it actually a coin that I don't know about? Graph token. The graph. Literally. GRT. Cool. Real indexing infrastructure potential for the industry. Okay. Well, it's certainly weak right now. I'd say that recovery is pretty bad. That is lackluster at best. Doesn't mean it will always be it, but that fell off a cliff. Crypto coin. Yeah, thanks, guys. I didn't know what it was. Never seen this thing. I cover a lot of markets, so you know I can't know everything. Yes, I like it if it double bottoms, but I'm kind of disappointed in its gain. I know it's up 60%. You'll say, oh, Tom, it's up so much, you know, considering where it's been. But look where it fell off from. My goodness. Like, it should already be hopefully a little bit better. Support, resistance, double bottom. All the cryptos are going to look very, very similar. And then you can look for it for better recoveries. So, yeah, double bottom there. It's like ADA. ADA had that mega return, came back down, basically found $1 again, looking good. I want to have a quick look at Matic. Let's have a look at Matic. Oh, yeah, it's just for not. Jesus, that went up a lot. It was down at 76 cents. Another 100% gain so quickly. Phenomenal. Looks okay. The graph looked fine. Just wait for the double bottom to get through, and hopefully it does come through. Apple lawsuit, says Shizzy Wiz. Yeah, but even with Apple, I haven't really looked at the Apple lawsuit, but whatever. It'll be fun. HNT is nice. GRT is a good coin. Chainlink. Coin. It's a graph token. Yeah, appreciate it. Okay. All right. Well, looks like we've basically got into the market open pretty well here. I think we've been fairly accurate as a community recently. With these moves, I think we've been kind of navigating what is a tough time in the markets. And at this stage, I guess we're going to go with Nasdaq strong. Stock market looks pretty good. Waiting for a 4180 plus close on the S&P 500 to continue our strength through the Nasdaq as well. And looks like that every sector's pretty good. Every sector's pretty good. In fact, let's watch the sectors quickly here using Koifin, one of the better apps to have. If you guys don't have some of these things, I'll just shout out a few companies. Koifin, one of them, I would definitely suggest you jump on and get their free chart. I found some other ones that were really cool on the weekend as well. Some people in the community have been sharing them with me. It's awesome. I'll bring them on tomorrow's stream. So here's how everything's performing for the day. You'll see Nasdaq's out in front. It's all live, which is really cool. And then here's the sectors. So you'll see technology's up. This is actually a sleeping sector as well. Communications, XLC. This is a early kind of like mid-cycle type of thing. So you'll notice XLC started running around that January period. And see how it's outperformed everything else other than the financials. So this is actually a mid-cycle XLC Communications. The other one that generally starts to come through at this point, I think, is IT, but it's a specific area of IT. So this is in the recovery plan that Wall Street's following. So communications has been good. It's not an area I usually pick up on. But yeah, healthcare, look how far behind it still is. 27% when compared to everything else. It's a horror. So hopefully it can get better in the next 6 months. I'm feeling good. All right, everyone. As always, we are going to be coming at you tomorrow for another live stream. I'm super excited to make the video for you guys tomorrow. US 100, 1% now. Yes, let's do it. Let's go green. It's all good. But we'll see you tomorrow, 1.5 hours early. Hopefully we don't have any spam bots. I will sort that one out, and I'll also do a new intro for you. It's going to be good. She's Wiz says, great stream, Tom. Have a great night and sleep well. No worries, will do. I'll share both of these charts, by the way, in the public Discord community and on Twitter. So if you want to get access to these, follow FX Evolution on Twitter and also follow us in Discord. We're probably over 4,000 members thanks to you guys out there. So cheers, guys. See you tomorrow. Shiva, if you want to join the public community, it's free. You can just jump in there and private people will talk with you. If you want to join the private community, I would suggest you probably do it over at the website fxevolution.com, or you can do it through YouTube as well and sub to some of the categories and member. Thanks very much, guys. Bye. Check silver real quick. What about it? Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's what we want. Keep going, silver. Keep going, gold. 27.86. You know I want 28 plus break to really start some nice squeezing there. Be good. Look, everything's great. Look at it, guys. All green. Nothing to complain about.